evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. We'd love to hear from you either by phone or by email. There's a phone number up there you can call and an email address too. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. It has been brought to my attention that there's a different email address shown on your screen. But ignore that one. If you want to send us an email, it's keneckleslive@gmail.com. If that other email address is still up there, don't use that one. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. Your picture great, and the sound sounds great.
Picture and sound in Danville. That's always good to hear.
Yes, I had to text the power to be to figure out something. You know who I text to.
You have that phone number?
Yes, I have that telephone number. Don't ask why.
Because I don't have that. I can't get that number.
Well, I wanted to make sure you were on tonight. Well,
All right.
let's get down
good.
to it.
I'm glad somebody has that phone number because I can't get it.
Well, let's get down to business.
All right, down to business.
Talked to my lady friend today in Mindendale.
Right.
She's still visiting Mom, and she'll be there until March.
Is Mom okay?
Yes, I spoke to Mom. I asked her how she was doing. She said fine.
All right. So what does Mom make of you? I'm just curious.
Well, her daughter likes me, so I believe Mom likes me too.
All right. So Mom isn't wary of like a crazy American coming to cause trouble.
Not going to cause trouble. Not going to stir up any trouble. I will check my attitude before I leave the United States.
Okay. Please check your attitude at the door.
Yes, I will leave it at the international airport. I will let them deal with my attitude.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good policy.
You think they can handle it?
I have no idea. The TSA people are trained to handle many different situations. So, I hope they'll be able to deal with it.
Well, I'll tell them if they have any problems with my attitude, just toss them in an airplane in a cargo hold and take him up for a flight.
All right. Well, I guess that'll work.
Yeah, I won't be around to deal with him.
But make sure he doesn't have like a cigarette lighter or anything when they put him in there.
Well, I'll make sure he does. I'll make sure he's handcuffed. I'll make sure he's handcuffed and ankle locked.
Good deal. I think that's wise.
You know where the chains, where you can barely walk and you can barely move your hands.
Yeah, I can't remember that I've ever been in that situation, but yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Well, I'll definitely make sure he don't cause me trouble after I leave him at the airport.
Okay, so she's still in Mindanao, and she'll be in Mindanao until March, did you say?
Yeah, to the March 28th. Then she will be going back to her children.
All right. So who's with the kids now?
I think the oldest son is in charge.
Oh, okay, good. That's good. There's one of the kids is old enough to be in charge. That's a good thing.
Well, he works for a company. He works at home.
Working at home. That's good. That's convenient.
Yeah, but she says the kids eat too much fast food crap.
And which fast food? But I think you've told her they don't have Bojangles. What fast food are they eating?
She says pizza a lot. She doesn't like it when they eat pizza. It's not good for them.
Well, I have a feeling they're eating a lot of pizza. They're going to eat a lot of pizza before March 28th when she comes back.
Oh, yeah, I believe so. But I ain't got nothing to do with that. All I'm doing is making plans with her. We're planning on going to Mindendale. I'm going to go hide.
Well, fine. If I were, though, doesn't announcing where you're going, doesn't that sort of defeat the purpose of hiding?
No, because nobody's going to come looking for me.
Okay. Well, I hope not.
I hope not neither. I hate to have to send the boys to talk to them.
No, nobody wants to be talked to by the boys.
No, because I'll send them out. I'll send them out on a fishing trip with that person.
So up there at Bojangles, are they doing like they have a search committee now to locate someone to replace you when you go?
Not yet. We're working on it. I trained a new guy. I'm training a new man today, starting today.
Hmm. So you have until July to get him properly trained.
Yes.
Now that should be
And
time enough.
oh yeah, I'll train him for about 2 to 3. I'll probably be with him for a week and a half, or maybe 2 weeks. Then I'm gonna work with him on doing tea and ice and the trash.
Tea and ice and the trash. Okay, those are important things. Make sure he gets that right.
Yeah,
Are you
because
preparing like a manual? You're gonna leave him a manual that he can refer to if he needs it?
no, I can't do that. We have to go by our store manual.
Oh, there is a manual already. All right, good.
Yes, I don't want to interfere with something that's not my concern.
Now, does he get the moped? He will be traveling on the moped, or does he have to provide some other transportation?
I think he has his own car.
Oh, all right, even better.
I will be sending the moped to my godson in Norfolk.
All right, I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. And most likely I won't be needing it.
Okay, well, hope all that goes well, and hope you'll keep us posted on your progress.
Do you got the great book with you tonight?
I do have the great book. Why?
It's for the Daytona race.
You're going to make your pick?
I think I already have.
I don't recall. For the
Uh,
Daytona 500.
yes, I don't think I picked, but I probably did. But you can get a chance. You can check over it before the next show tomorrow.
Okay, check and see if you made your pick, it is in the great book somewhere. I will look for it.
For 2026, right?
Yeah, that's this year, 2026. If it's in there, I'll find it.
Okay, well, I still want to say I still love all the callers. I still love all my friends. I'll remember you and never forget about y'all.
Well, that's good, but you're not gone yet, though.
Hey, I might disappear.
Well,
I might.
people do.
Oh yes, people disappear every day in life. They get up and go in one place and end up going somewhere else.
Well, let's hope that won't happen. And thank you for calling.
Bye, sir.
Good night. Phone line is up there. The number's open. The email address, again, is keneckleslive@gmail.com. If there's another email address up there, just get a piece of duct tape or something and go to the TV and duct tape over that email address if it's anything other than keneckleslive@gmail.com. So I don't guess anybody will really do that. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark Comedian.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
That's good. Are you going to count the first race on February 1st, or you're not going to count that one?
No, that will not count in our contest. We will start counting with the Daytona 500.
Oh, okay. I'll wait a little while before I do a pick or whatever.
Okay. Now the race at Bowman Gray, that'll just be for fun. That won't be for points.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to tell you, Todd Barlow, the one at Checkers, the one on Checkers, his grandpa died this past weekend.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Mark. I really am.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be at Colony Funeral Home tomorrow night. His funeral's tomorrow evening.
How old was his grandpa?
97.
Wow. Long life. And so I'm really sorry about that, but what a long life he had.
Yeah. I was going to say, oh yeah, don't forget to remind people about the stew if you guys did a great book with you.
Oh yeah, the stew. I've got a mess here in front of me. February 7th. Let's see here. February 7th, the Mayodan Boy Scouts. It's $9 a quart, and you can call 336-949-4248. That's the Mayodan Boy Scouts on February 7th. And also the Sandy Ridge Community Building. That's February 7th as well, I believe. And gosh, I don't have that one right in front of me now, but oh yeah, here it is. The phone number for that is 871-336-871-3821, Sandy Cross Recreation Building on February 7th, $7 a quart.
Yeah, and the one in the community building, that's David Manuel.
That's David Manuel at the Sandy Ridge Community Building. Okay.
Yeah.
We got it.
All right, thanks, Ken.
Well, thanks for calling, Mark. Take care.
Thanks.
By the way, folks, this snow that you're hearing about for this weekend, that's interesting. This snow you're hearing about, this one might be real. There were a lot of people expecting a big snow this past weekend. I know some of those folks who were expecting a big snow this past weekend because one of those internet weather people had predicted a major snowstorm for us this past weekend. That didn't happen, but that was an internet guy. The snow you may be hearing about for this coming weekend, that's apparently real. It is the National Weather Service and the actual forecasters who are talking about this one. So we could well have a significant snowfall this weekend. I've heard 4 inches, I've heard 6 inches, I've heard 8. But it does look like we are at legitimate risk for snow this weekend. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Could you hang on for a second, Ken? I need to put the duct tape over your email address. Hang on just a
I
second.
can wait. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yep. You're talking about snow. I don't know if there's any truth to it or not, but I heard Saturday we're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches, and Sunday we're supposed to get from 8 to 12 inches. Have you heard that?
Now, you're talking about this next weekend.
This coming weekend, yeah.
Right. I have not heard a total like that. I haven't heard any close to 12 inch. I have heard anywhere from 4 to 8 inches. Where'd you hear 12?
I saw it on the phone, Ken, but did you see the weather report for the following week after that?
No.
I mean, the whole week, the week after this coming weekend, I think the high is going to be 34 and teens in the night, every night after that.
Oh, well, the forecast I heard, which is from the National Weather Service, said that the low Sunday night, I think they said the low is going to be like 9.
Right. Right.
So whether it's 9 or 7 or 11, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference. It's going to be real cold with highs, and I heard basically what you heard about the highs in the 30s at most.
Yeah, and I mean, it's supposed to be nonstop for a whole week. Highs in the 30s, lows in single digits or teens, nonstop for that whole week. At the end of this week,
a big glob of Arctic air is coming, and it's going to stay a while.
Yeah, whatever falls will be here a long time. So I hope we don't get to 2 to 4 and 8 to 12 and all that mess, because man, it'll be around here this spring probably.
Well, we're sort of due. We sort of have it coming because we have. I don't know what it's like up there in the great north of Pelham, but around here we have not had any real snow on the ground since January of 22. So had to
Right.
happen sooner or later.
Yeah, we definitely do one, Ken, without a doubt.
So
Last week we were talking about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so this might be the weekend we get it.
Yep, it sounds like this coming weekend we're going to get some snow, and then it's going to hang around for at least a week. It's going to be so cold afterward. But like I say, I hope we don't see it. I don't like snow at all. I just don't like it. But.
I like snow. I like for it to snow a few inches and then melt. Is what I like. I don't mind it snowing. I just don't want to have it day after day after day. But that might be what we get.
Yeah, I like the snow like we had Sunday.
Yeah, I can live with that.
That's about it.
I can definitely live with that. Now, what was your other thing?
We were talking last week about Trump invading Greenland. Well, it sounds like now he's just turning totally against NATO, and we were talking about that last week too. And I hope that does not happen, kid. I mean, France and Germany have sent military people to Greenland just in case something like that happened, and that's not looking good.
Well, I certainly hope NATO doesn't collapse. The Europeans are sending military people to Greenland, which, in all honesty, now they should have been doing before now, and I think they would acknowledge they should have been doing that before now. So now they're doing it, but I guess the worst thing. Well, it's not the worst thing I can think of, but a really bad thing I can think of is what if we end up fighting NATO troops on Greenland? I mean, surely that's not going to happen.
Well, let's hope not, Ken. But we are talking about Trump. He's the most unpredictable president I think we've ever had in our lifetime. But it just don't make sense. If Greenland says, "Okay, you can put all the military force here you want to, but you can't buy it," and Trump is dead set on putting his name on it for some reason, I guess to say, well, I got the country of Greenland, made it part of the United States. But, I mean, why go there when you already have access to it militarily? I don't get that part.
Well, I guess that's the thing. That's the puzzling thing for me. If we accept that it is a crucial strategic piece of land, piece of ice,
Right.
Island, which it is, and if we have the means and the right now to put our military bases there to protect this vital strategic area, I don't understand why we don't do that. I mean, if we all agree how important it is, why don't we do it?
Don't make sense to me, Ken. It don't. But Trump is dead set on saying, well, I want it to be part of the United States. Well, why? What for? I mean, if you have the equipment and the people to defend the place, in the United States too at the same time, why not just go with that instead of saying, I want to own it?
I don't know. I don't know. We have by treaty and agreement the right to be there militarily in whatever form we think is necessary to counter the threat. I don't know why we haven't done it already, really. I mean, there's nothing to stop us from doing it.
Yeah. I saw a commercial, too, the other night, Ken, with Phil Berger that said he had cut our taxes in half.
Mm-hmm.
And if given the chance, he will do it again. Well, people need to stop and think about it. This state of North Carolina is pretty much controlled by the Republican Party, other than the governor and attorney general. I mean, everything else, even Rockingham County, you got 5 county commissioners that control pretty much everything in it. And how can he come out and say, well, I'll cut your taxes in half? Does people not remember what happened to our property tax increase last year? How can he
Well-
make that statement?
Well, that's not really Phil Berger's area, the property tax. They have cut the state income tax rate from 5% to, I think, this year it goes to 3.99%, which is not cutting the rate in half, but it's a big reduction in the state income tax rate. Of course, Raleigh doesn't control property taxes, though.
I understand that, but you know the way he's speaking, you don't really see through that. Some people do not. But getting back to the county commissioners, and you know, they're all Republican, and I think they have a big responsibility for the increase that we got last year. And I just can't relate from a Republican Party cutting people's taxes. I just never seen it, Ken, other than, you know, the little thing that Phil Berger did. And that's not a big deal for me, but when a person's property taxes double, you know, for 2 years in advance of what they should have, the way I understand it, I just don't see how they can campaign on cutting people's taxes. I mean, look at the federal government. I mean, look what Trump has done with insurance, like the ACA, the supplements for that. And I mean, one thing after another, man, they just keep taking our freedoms away from us, and we're left with nothing. I mean, the big corporations got trillions of dollars of tax cuts, and look at your Social Security increase that you got this past year. What is that equivalent to? Maybe $1 per day, $365 per year, versus trillions of dollars to those corporations. Versus
that.
trillions of dollars to corporations. I mean, what's fair about that?
Hey, life's not fair. That's not a very good response, but you know, that's how it is. I don't know what to say.
Yep. I just hope people remember that, Ken, when March election comes around, and especially November. Thanks Ken, for taking my call.
Thanks.
Thank
you. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening to you, Ken.
Good evening.
The current president has made very clear what his no longer hidden agenda is regarding Greenland and everything else, if people have been listening, Ken.
All right, tell us.
He has made it very clear that his plan is to control the Western Hemisphere, and he has said so.
Yeah, I can't quote exactly what he said, but he has said that the United States needs to increase its influence in the Western Hemisphere, I think is the way he put it.
And it's very clear when you look at his behavior. His behavior matches somebody else that's rather infamous at this point in time, and would explain a lot having to do with his position on Ukraine and his buddy Vladimir. When you take a look at, he's made it clear he plans on taking Greenland. Now, what would be the agenda behind that? The agenda behind that would not be to control Greenland. His ultimate agenda is something he's also said. He wants to do away with NATO. Has he not said that?
I have not heard him say that he wants to do away with NATO.
He said that during his first term.
All right. Well, I don't remember that.
So, man has made very clear exactly what his no longer hidden, up to this point, agenda really is. His agenda is to control the Western Hemisphere and allow his buddy Vladimir Putin to control the European Hemisphere, and they're going to split it right down the middle and enjoy life. And his behavior models Vladimir Putin's.
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think we've done anything comparable to what Putin has done in Ukraine, though, have we?
We haven't? What about killing innocent civilians in the international ocean?
Well, again, I think you have to talk about degree there. We certainly haven't killed as many people in their homes and hospitals as Putin has killed in Ukraine.
You can't go go by number, Ken. You can't go by number. One is one. One is a million. It doesn't matter. You can't go by a number.
Well, I guess I understand what you're saying. If something is right, it's right, and if something is wrong, it's wrong. But I do think there is meaning to the number of people you kill. If you kill thousands upon thousands of people, as Putin has done, it's not exactly the same thing as killing hundreds, and that's not to excuse anybody killing anybody, but I think numbers do mean something.
You know, I can't disagree with you more. You can't draw a line based on a number. The line is when you step back and look at it, the man's behavior is a mirror image of Vladimir Putin's behavior. It's just being carried out in a different manner on this side of the ocean at this point in time. And when you look at the behaviors, they're the same behavior.
All right, well, I understand what you're saying.
The point being that this man has managed to, anyway, we're in real trouble. And at the end of the day, who I really feel sorry for, Ken?
Who is that?
I really feel sorry for folks who are not like me. I don't have children. I don't have grandchildren. I talk and I say, who I worry about now? Your grandchild, brother, because this man is creating a future for your children and grandchildren that's going to be an ungodly circumstance.
Well, I hope that is not the case.
Well, I hope in one hand, and have a good evening, sir. I hope you have one, and take care.
Well, thanks for calling. There's a phone number on the screen that you can give us a call if you'd like. You can also email keneckleslive@gmail.com, and we'd like for you to take part in the show one way or the other, and we have some emails over here to look at. So let's look at them. Ken, did you say we're going to have a foot of snow this weekend? No, I didn't say. No, I have not predicted anything. I have not made a weather forecast. There is no Ken Eccles weather forecast. I said that the National Weather Service is predicting significant snow this weekend and very, very cold temperatures. And I said the forecast that I had heard, and a caller said some things that he has heard. And one of the things that has been heard by the caller is we could get a foot of snow this weekend. I didn't say that. All I'm fairly confident, well, the only thing I know for sure right now is the official forecast is for snow and meaningful snow this weekend. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello? Caller? Caller? Well, I guess caller is not going to have anything to say, but thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, good evening, Ken. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm just getting back in touch with you. I know it's not too long off before we start the race and pools up again.
Almost time.
Yeah, is there going to be any changes this year? We're going by the same rules as last year.
Well, we'll have pretty much the same rules. Now, NASCAR has made a change, as you probably know. They've changed the playoffs so that the top 16 in the points will all qualify for the playoffs, and they'll all be in the playoffs for the last 10 races. There won't be any eliminations anymore or any of that. And that might change a little bit what we do in the last segment. I don't know yet. But as far as starting off with the Daytona 500, it's the same rules as before.
All right. I just wondered, now how many segments is it going to be?
We're going to have 4 segments. The first segment will be from the Daytona 500 up until the first Martinsville race. And then the second segment will run until, I don't have the schedule right in front of me. It'll run until, I think it'll be the last week of July. And then the third segment will run from there to the start of the playoffs. And then the playoffs will be a 4th segment.
Right. So, other words, you'll be able to use you won't be able to use the same driver every week, but every other week you could if you wanted to.
That no, we're not going to change that. You can't pick the same driver 2 weeks in a row.
Right. All right then. That's what I was wanting to find out. I've just been taking a little time off here to figure all the season is coming up.
Okay, Leon. Well, we look forward to getting all your predictions this year.
All right. I appreciate it, Ken, and thank you.
Thanks, Leon. Good to hear from you. Phone line is open at the phone number up there. The email address is keneccleslive@gmail.com. And let's go here. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello, caller. Caller. What do we need to do to get through to this call? Caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Ken. I'm just listening to you, and that caller just called concerning your grandkids. Hello there.
My grandkids? I don't have
Yeah,
grandkids.
he was talking about the future of all our grandkids.
Oh, I understand. So, now I understand. Okay, go ahead.
And I totally agree with him.
What do you think our grandkids and your grandkids, what do you think they're going to see in the future?
I see that they're not going to have freedom of speech. They're going to see dictatorship.
Don't you think that our Constitution and our institutions and our just sort of our national attitude about this will prevent dictatorship from coming? You don't have any confidence that we can prevent it?
Sure, I got confidence in it, Ken, if we had somebody there to enforce it. But with the system we have at hand right now that's not enforcing it, it's going to take a century to change it.
Well, politicians and presidents and elected officials come and go. It's not going to be the same one all the time.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the cause and effect that this particular one's having right now.
But if I accept your premise there, he cannot change the future, though. He can certainly affect the present, but he can't change the future. I guess my attitude is that we are dedicated to certain things in this country, and our Constitution says certain things, and I believe that over the course of time, we're going to do the things we need to do to preserve those freedoms. That's what I think. I guess not everybody agrees, though.
Well, Ken, let me ask you another question then. How much and what type of damage do you think will have been done?
That's hard to say. I don't know. I don't know that there'll be any damage that can't be repaired. I don't even know how to define damage or whether what not everybody considers the same thing to be damage. Well, whatever is done today, I think will be changeable and reversible and fixable in the future. Now, maybe I'm too optimistic, but that's what I think.
I think so, Ken.
Do you think I'm too optimistic?
Yeah, but let me ask you a question now. Be it right or be it wrong, that lady that ISIS killed, was it right or wrong? I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not going to make a decision. But do you think that damage can be reversed or changed?
Well, obviously, it can't be changed that the lady was killed.
Notre Dame.
As far as if there's been damage to our institutions because of that, yeah, I think any damage that's done right now can be reversed. I think we can fix things. I really do.
Well, how about the damage to her family? Can that be reversed or fixed?
Well, again, when somebody has been killed, no, we can't reverse that.
Okay. Then one more thing I got to talk to you about too. You're talking about Putin killing thousands and we killing hundreds and stuff like that. Right is wrong and wrong is wrong, and there ain't no difference between no little bit and big bit. When Jesus comes to judge you, he's gonna judge you by your action, not the minimum, not the small.
Well, sir, I agree with that.
Okay. Well, I thought you disappointed me a little bit with what your understanding of it, so I just thought I'd call and talk to you a few minutes. But I still love you and doing a good show. I feel sorry for you because you're in the hot seat, but I just had to express my opinion. And that gentleman that spoke to you that don't have any children, God bless him and thank him. Have a blessed one.
Well, thank you for your call, sir. I appreciate your opinion, and that's what we want to hear, is people's opinions. Phone line is open. There's a telephone number up there right now. You can give us a call at that number. You can also email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. I believe, just to sum it up, I think that we are, as a people, as a nation, I think we are dedicated to the principles that we talk about, those being freedom of speech and separation of powers, and elevation of the people above the government and the law, the government being responsive to the law. I think we've always been dedicated to those things, and I think we'll continue to be dedicated to those things. And to the extent that we may or may not get off course, I think we will correct our course. And again, maybe I'm too optimistic. That's what I think. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken. How are you this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm just fine, Ken. I listened to the last two callers there. I have to agree with them 100%. Ken, here I'm looking at this. For someone to sit up there and pout like a little kid, this man got a man of a child. Because they didn't give him the Nobel Prize, he's gonna sit up there and call and put sanctions on these countries over there, 10% sanctions, whatnot. And I'm looking at he's doing all of this stuff while he's in the White House now. It's like and doing all this work on the White House. He's not planning on going anywhere. He's gonna be just like he was when he was in there the first time. All these people, he gets all the people out here, the ICE and all this. Yeah, they're going to be. This man is not planning on going anywhere, Ken, when it's time for him to leave that White House. No. That's going to be, he's doing just like the other caller is saying. This man has got a man of Vladimir Putin.
Well,
exactly.
I guess maybe that's one of the significant point where you and I would disagree. I think when his term is up, I think he will leave, and I think there'll be another. I think we'll elect somebody to replace him when his term is up. So I don't believe he'll be able to stay in the White House when his term is up. I don't think we, as a nation, I don't think we would allow that.
I can believe that too, Ken. But that's what I'm saying is he's not going to leave peacefully. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, he's not going to want to leave peacefully. He's not doing all this work in this White House, up in the White House for nothing. And like I said, but I got a strong belief that he's gonna do exactly the same way he did before he left the first time. It's gonna be the same thing over again. But it's sad to say, and I hope it's not gonna be like that. But I don't see no way around it. The way I'm looking at it now, and him and Putin is too close, and they're doing stuff exactly. Well, not exact. Well, I could just about say they are doing stuff alike. Yeah, and they too close of a friend for me. I mean, for some reason, and he's not doing anything to help Ukraine as far as I'm concerned. As far as he said, throw that all over to Putin. But I know what you're saying. And when his time come up, he's gonna have to leave. I know, but it's gonna be something. I'm scared to say because it's gonna be worse than what it was last time. That's what I'm sad to say that back there, but I believe that it's gonna be worse than what it was, the insurrection the last time. So, Ken, I appreciate you taking my call, and you have a blessed evening. Give somebody else a time to call in. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. It's good to hear from you. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. And the caller has quickly gone away. So there's a number. You can give us a call there. You can send us an email at keneccleslive@gmail.com. And let's see, the email over here. I'm sorry, I can't read that. Well, I can read that, but I'm not going to read that. We're just going to skip right over that one and go on to this one. Ken, I want to get back to that weather just a second. So we're going to have a foot of snow this weekend. Is that what you said? Well, let me repeat. I didn't say. I'm not making a weather forecast here, folks. Not me. I said that the National Weather Service predicts significant snow this weekend. And a caller called and said that they heard it could be up to a foot of snow this weekend, and then talked about very cold temperatures. That will be the case in the days after the snow. And yeah, that is what the National Weather Service is predicting. So I just want to make sure that when you talk about what the weather is going to be, don't say that Ken Eccles said, because I didn't. I know if there's one thing I've learned over the years, that one thing you get a lot of trouble about on the air is forecasting the weather. I'm just telling you what the National Weather Service is saying, folks. And based on that forecast, there is a chance of a significant and troublesome snow event on Saturday and Saturday night this weekend. And the National Weather Service says, I don't say, the National Weather Service says, yes, you might be a good idea to do what you think you need to do to prepare for that. And if that is filling up the car with milk and bread at Food Lion, I hope you won't do that. But whatever it is that you think you need to do to be ready for snow this weekend, the National Weather Service says now might be the time to do it. Okay. This emailer says, Ken, has the Supreme Court made a ruling on Trump's tariffs yet? I read that ruling may come out sometime this week. And if they rule that the tariffs are illegal, do we get back all the money that we've had to spend extra because of those tariffs? The Supreme Court has not announced a ruling, at least not as of 7 p.m., and I'm pretty sure they haven't announced one since 7 p.m. They have not announced a ruling on whether or not the president has the authority to apply tariffs as he has been doing. And we have no idea what that decision is going to be. I do hear, as you hear, that they'll be announced soon, but I don't know what it is, not even going to guess what it is. But in answer to your question, if the court does rule that the tariffs are not legal, I don't know if we get money back or not. I do know that a lot of companies, Costco was the first, and several other companies have joined in, and others will, depending on what the ruling is. They're going to sue the government. This is if the court rules against the tariffs. Those companies are going to sue the government to get back the money that they have paid to the government based on the tariffs, which for the year of 2025 was about, you hear different things from different places, but probably in the neighborhood of $250 to $300 billion American importers paid to the government because of the tariffs. So if the court rules against the tariffs, those companies are going to sue to get that money back. And again, if that ruling takes place, additional companies, in addition to the ones who have already announced their lawsuits, additional companies will join those lawsuits, and they're all going to try to get the government, get that money back from the government. Now, your other question was, do you and I get back whatever monies we had to pay, additional monies we had to pay for stuff because of the tariffs? Probably not, because it would be very hard for us to actually demonstrate what, if any, and to what degree we had to pay extra money for stuff because of the tariffs. If you're Costco, you can do it very easily because they had to keep a record of all the payments they had to make to the government based on the tariffs. So they can go to court and say, look, here's how much we paid. We want it back. I can't do that, and I doubt seriously that you can do that either. So we would be in a very different position than the importers who paid the tariffs directly. I don't see how we could possibly do that because our payments were indirect, and when you got your receipt at Costco, there wasn't anything on there that says, here, you're paying this much because of the tariffs. So we wouldn't really have any evidence to present in court. So the answer to that question is no. I don't think that would apply to us. Plus, we don't even know what the court is going to rule. If the court rules that the president was within his authority, then none of this will matter anyway. So we need to wait and see what the court rules on that. This one says, Ken, what is the average price of gas today in this country? Today, I believe it is $2.80. I want to say $2.87 is what they said earlier today. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken,
Yes.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm still alive.
Good.
Thank you.
I'm glad
Sometimes I
you're
ain't
still
sure.
alive.
Yeah, but how much did you say the United States has paid in tariffs?
The importers have paid between $250 and $300 billion.
Then why have we taken in, according to the administration, $18 trillion in tariffs?
We haven't.
Everything I read says we have.
Well, yeah, if you read that, if you go to the White House website, you'll read that, but that's not the truth.
We've only paid $250 billion. Is that what you said?
Between 250 and 300 billion.
Well, now you bring in the 300, and then before you said 250.
I said 250 to 300 billion.
Okay. So, but even if we've taken in $1 trillion,
We haven't.
but we're getting money from other countries. Can
No.
we just put tariffs
No, we're
on
not.
Russia? We just put tariffs on Russia and Iran.
The other countries are not paying that money.
Ken,
how have we taken in even 1 trillion? They're saying 18. How have we taken in 1 trillion if
Well-
we've only paid 250 billion?
We haven't taken in 18 trillion. We haven't taken in 1 trillion. We've taken in between 250 and 300 billion.
You still get your information every morning from the newspapers?
No, I don't get a newspaper anymore.
You doing the research on the internet any now?
You know, the Department of Commerce, the Department of, there's Customs Office that reports the amount of money that we take in from tariffs.
Ask you a question, please.
And it is, okay, you go ahead.
I ask you a question, please.
What was it?
Do you do any research on your computer about information you hear about?
I do.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. At least you stay up to date now. You was about a half a day behind with your newspapers, but I'm glad you do that.
Well,
because,
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Where did you hear that we have taken in $18 trillion from the tariffs?
Reddit. Reddit. R-E-D-D-I-T. Reddit.
And how did you research and verify that?
I read in 2 different places what Reddit had to say about U.S. economy, what it had to say about they say this.
And who was the source of that on Reddit?
The source on Reddit? Reddit is the source.
Well, no, Reddit just prints things that people say. Well, who actually said it?
This was from Reddit, what Reddit...
Right,
Hang on.
Reddit does not do research and compile data. Reddit just aggregates things that people say. Somebody had to say that it was $18 trillion.
You know, I don't have Reddit. I went back and now it's telling me that it's listening because I tapped for Reddit to come back up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wanting me to tell it what to do my phone. But I had it right there. But yeah, I don't know who the source was, but it was 2 different ones, and you can read more.
Well,
more
it's
sources.
not accurate. It's not accurate information.
Google, how much tariffs has the United States taken in? That's all you got to do. Google that, and then go from there.
Well,
You know.
I mean, that's
and
fine. But again, you know, Google is not going out getting this information. Google is just repeating, telling you what somebody said on the internet. Now, somebody can say on the internet anything they want to say.
Why don't you argue with left-wing people who talk so much trash about Trump like you do me when I tell you something? Why do you not argue with them and try to tell them the truth and facts? They're eat up with Trump derangement syndrome, and they're going nuts over it, and they always have, and they always will, and they'll never change. Why don't you say anything to them about where they get their facts? Why don't you say anything to them about how do you know this? Okay, you know, they get it from CBS. That's what it says, CBS.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I said just a few minutes ago, I said when somebody said somebody said, well, Donald Trump is damaging the country and ruining our future, I disagreed with that.
You don't do them like you do me. You grill me. You don't say nothing to them. Yeah, you may have disagreed with it because you ain't got no grandkids, you know. You ain't got no grandkids. You may have disagreed. I don't either. I don't have no children. I have no wife. I don't have no grandkids. Don't worry about me and my...
Here's where we are. Here's where we are here. I
You're a
know
left-wing.
that the government under the control of Donald Trump says that tariff revenue has been between $250 and $300 billion. Somebody else says that we haven't been able to identify. Somebody else says it's $18 trillion.
Trump's mouth. Trump's mouth.
Go ahead.
Trump's mouth said it.
Well, it's wrong. I'm sorry, it's wrong.
Well, you'll have to tell him that.
Only if he asks me, I will.
Who am I going to believe? Who am I going to believe, you or the president's mouth? I understand where you're coming from, and I understand about tariffs. I also understand there's a different tariff going on right now about this whole situation. He put tariffs between other countries and he collects money.
He collects money from people who import products into the United States, yes, but not from the countries.
You know, I've listened all night, and there's been nothing but left-wing people calling in with nothing but ridicule and disdain and hate for this situation, when in the end it's all going to be for the best for their grandchildren and
Good.
children.
Well,
They just see it. He's playing Trump. Of course he wants to control the whole Western Hemisphere. We want Greenland for the mineral. We bought Alaska for 3 cents an acre, and we got trillions of gold off of it, you know? We bought it from Russia for 3 cents an acre,
Right.
Alaska.
Actually, it was
Yeah.
better than that. It was 2 cents an acre.
Maybe it was 2 cents. Okay, I was exaggerating a little bit there.
But that's
But,
a bargain either way.
Yeah, so, you know, what is Greenland, huh? Nothing but minerals. That's why we want it. That's why we want control of it, to have it, to get the mineral rights, so we can build our own magnets.
But
We
they
can make
don't
our own.
want to, they don't want to sell it.
We will take it.
Okay.
That's what happened. Denmark has done nothing for them people in 50 years.
Well, I'm sorry, we're out of time, but call
Have a
back
good
tomorrow.
night. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thanks. And that's all the time we have for Star Talk tonight. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Hope to join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles.